yo. Okay. I think we live. I think we good. Okay. I think I got it figured out. Give y'all a second. Come on, room. Squeeze it in. Give y'all a little minute to come in here. Give y'all a little second. A little second. Come on in. Appreciate everybody coming in here. I know I'm not in my normal space, but y'all know Phil. Phil had some family stuff. Hope y'all get better. Hope y'all get well. Still trying to get me to come in there, and I'm not coming in there. I want y'all to get better. I think you get better fucking around. But shout out to him, aka Phil, aka the podcast doctor. Well, advanced chemical senses as well as
I might try that basketball. Yeah, I'm all back to class.
much appreciated. Thanks for the continued support. I missed y'all last week. My apologies. I had some household stuff I had to square away. So we outside right now. You can tell we outside. We're not in our normal studio. What's that? Studio C. That's what I'm gonna start calling it. Shooting live from Studio C. And now I'm shooting live from Studio O outside. Everybody that's returning, thank you all for coming back. Thank you all for continued support as always. First time to the show. It's not gonna go like you think it's gonna go. Pay attention to the topics I drive. You never know where I'm gonna go within that topic. Just because I don't even know where I'm gonna go. But yeah, I'm outside. I'm able to do outside stuff. You know, since our last show, you know, the Instagram feedback, the TikTok feedback, the Facebook feedback, the YouTube feedback. You know, there tend to be some pretty weird things that, and I think people listen to overall point of the purpose of politics on this. I think people still miss the point. This is an all-inclusive conversation. This isn't a conversation just for demographic people or ethnic background people. It's for everyone, right? But what I need for some of y'all to do, what I truly need for some of y'all to do, is when I'm speaking on certain topics, don't take that as your opportunity to think you can go back and forth. Take that as an opportunity to be educated. You know what I'm saying? Because it's things obviously you're not aware of. And who's better to tell you about certain matters than a person who lived it, endured it, studied it, has knowledge of, more than just surface level knowledge. So, case in point, if I bring up a conversation, if I put up a clip where I'm talking about something that is counterproductive or something that is furthering the oppression of being black in some way, shape, or form, or just education, whether it's basic human rights, whether it's freedoms, right? That's not your opportunity to go back and forth with me. That's your opportunity to be educated and remove your blind spot, right? Because I can't tell a white person, a Caucasian male or female, how it is to live as a Caucasian male. I am sure not female, but I can't do that. I'm not a subject matter expert, right? All I know is about what I see, right? It's nothing I really ever had to study outside of the normal curriculum, right? So that basic baseline in the same respects and etiquette should be across the board when it comes to that. And don't when I check you accordingly based on that, don't take the opportunity to say, oh, that was racist. It's not racist. That's me checking you accordingly. I didn't say I don't care about white opinion. I said you can't tell me how to live as a black man more than me. You're not going to know black history better than me. And if you know black history better than me, there's a problem. Within myself, not within that person. You know what I mean? So respect goes a long way. And humility, decorum, and removing ego and things of that nature. Now, you tell me, like, I'm the scholar. I don't been to this many African nations and countries and yada, yada, and I'm studying A, B, C, and D to the T, and I don't want a thesis on it or something like that, but I'm going to give you a level of grace. But if you come at me with CNN and Fox News headlines without actually reading the text and subject, you lost. Like, you will lose anybody. Right? That just wasn't, you know what I mean? My ethos or ideologies, that's just basic human nature. But a matter I wanna, you know, I always talk about a couple things before I get into the body and everything we're talking about. So I don't wanna butcher her name, I'm about to butcher it. Something like that, Owens. Young lady from Ocala, Florida. She had, obviously it was just unruly neighborhood. Like reading a little bit about the history of this neighborhood, she was always an older white lady, IG Owens, I'm sorry if I'm bushing her name. We call her AJ, her family friends call her AJ, so I'm gonna call her AJ. Who was a young black lady, a young black woman. She wound up being killed by the older white lady. And the circumstances that led up to that is this. So I guess there's been a problem with particular older white lady for a long time. Like even with kids playing outside was a problem. Just various problems. Like there's been a long list of police reports with a myriad of different problems, right? So this particular incident, one of AJ's kids left the iPad. And when the kid went, the older lady took the iPad, took it to the house. This is allegedly, all this is allegedly. And when AJ, then when the child went to retrieve the iPad, allegedly the lady threw a skate at him. which led AJ to go um, to knock on the lady's door and confront the lady or whatever about getting the iPad back. And I'm pretty sure why you do this is skating myself, right? So what wound up happening is that the lady wound up shooting AJ through the door. Like she never opened the door. She shot her through the door. Shot her, killed her. She died in front of her kids in the grass. In the middle was like a common grassy area. She wound up dying in that space. The public is quite naturally, those in that community are wondering, especially her friends and family, are wondering why this woman wasn't arrested. Well, a woman claimed stand your ground law. Right? Anybody understand about stand your ground law? It's a very loose legal doctrine that gives someone a level of protection if they shoot or kill someone, if they pull out a firearm, or if they do something bodily harm to another person in defense of that other person from their own being harmed. To my understanding, it's supposed to have like some daily force type applications and dangers in there, and if it doesn't, then whatever. You know, like there's some parameters that you're supposed to meet, the specifications you're supposed to meet in order to claim stand your ground. Well, in this particular case, I guess the lady said she felt threatened that AJ was going to knock her door down, like bust through her door and attack her and do some kind of bodily harm. And because of that, the police have to do a level of investigation that makes sense. Right? I tell people that the police don't have the luxury to be emotional. They just don't. Right? Because any case and any arrest they bring forward, they want to convict the person. They just don't want to say, oh, we want to satisfy the public with arresting you so they're happy. That's not the way it works. You know, kind of sort of we wish that's the way it works, but that ain't the way it really works. Right? They have to go through their due process. They got to go through their legal steps, right? And sometimes it's not at the speed that the public would like. It just is what it is. Because, like I said, she claims stand her ground, so now they have to file, they got to find legitimate evidence for both sides. Whether it was stand your ground, does she have a case? Or no, you don't have a case for stand your ground. We're going to charge you with whatever form of first, second, third degree murder we want to charge you. But they got to go through the process. It's just this one. And I understand that, you know, this lady has been a problem. There's been a lot of police activity, a lot of police calls, a lot of police calls, a lot of paperwork dealing with this particular neighbor. But when it's something that escalates to something like murder, you still have to do your job properly, systematically. Like I said, they don't have the luxury to react off emotion. They just don't. I mean, they can look at it clearly and probably say, okay, there's a level of wrongness in you, but they still got to go through all the proper steps, right? Because not only the police, but you got to realize there's a whole other side of this, which is the district attorney's office, right? They got to look at the case, review the case, and see if there's something that they feel as though that they can get a conviction based on the evidence that's presented before them. So, I think they're looking for some rain cameras footage. I'm pretty sure they took a bunch of statements. But they're probably trying to find some kind of evidence that is impartial to the defendant and to the offender, or defendant and deceased, and the victim in this case. But it's a process, you know, and this has, and unfortunately, this is something that's going to be hijacked instead of it just being right or wrong, because you have that racial element in there. You got an older white lady and a young black lady, you know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, that level of racial division is going to be played in heavily with this. And I think that's the real unfortunate part. The only thing that should be weighed on this is right or wrong. Right? That's the only thing the public should really be looking at is What is the parameters of this? What's the scope of this? What's the variables? What's the rules factors? And there's going to be other things that's going to be introduced into this conversation because of the racial element. Like I said, that's unfortunate. I think that's really unfortunate. But I hope that they get this figured out. I hope that they have a speedy resolution. And I don't mean 110% complete resolution, because if there's a charge, if there's an arrest, they got to play out in the legal system. But I pray that this first part, there's some level of swiftness with coming to a sound conclusion on what the next step should look like. But I mean, I pray for a young lady, I pray for a family, I pray for a kid. She has 4 small kids who pretty much witnessed her being murdered for all intents and purposes. Right? They witnessed her being murdered. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she can't stay out of the Dawn News, man. I don't know who or why she's in a position to have any kind of voice or opinion. Right. I'm gonna play this audio. I'm gonna see if I can hear this audio.
Introduce an amendment to H.R. 467, the whole Fentanyl Act. My amendment will reads, notwithstanding any other provision of law, any person who knowingly or intentionally imports fentanyl or any fentanyl-related substance across the southern border shall be punished by death. The fact that there would be this bizarre distinction between the southern border and the other ports where 90% of the fentanyl is coming in doesn't make any sense. On the off chance this is supposed to be a serious amendment and not just clickbait for social media or campaign donations, I would offer the following point in for consideration. For clickbait or my campaign donation. First of all, the amendment's unconstitutional. The Supreme Court has been clear that the death penalty is a violation of the Eighth Amendment in certain circumstances where death was not the immediate result of the violation in question. This law contains no such limitations as to seriousness, and what the court said there, and I think it's instructive, is that when the law punishes by death, it risks its own sudden descent into brutality, transgressing the constitutional commitment to decency and restraint. Tonight, to introduce an amendment to H.R.
So, hopefully all y'all can hear that, but pretty much she will introduce a bill that would allow the death penalty to be permissible. That's what fentanyl is trafficking through southern borders, right? So we typically trafficking through southern borders, right? I mean, that part is clear. We understand who the traffickers of narcotics are typically through southern borders. The southern borders, in this case, she was primarily talking about Mexico. Where, truth be told, there's plenty of evidence that shows narcotics coming through the Canadian side of the borders than the southern border. For some reason, the southern border is the highlight of my life. But shout out to the other legislator who pretty much shot that down and corrected her emotions by deeming that, that was innocent legal for what you're trying to do. I don't know how or why she has a voice. I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't know. There's certain factions, there's certain people that enjoy her voice. They push her voice. They push for they finance her voice. Right? And that's the unfortunate part. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. I have never read a single piece of legislation that was positive that provided any equity. No, I just never have read that. I've never seen anything that she's a part of that will equate to diversity and inclusion and equity. Like I've never seen it. Everything I've seen with her has been divisive. But I guess she's needed for that purpose. Don't think. I don't really think that's. I don't really think she brings anything solid to the table. People like to talk about progressiveness and moving things forward and all these good fancy titles and headlines that are just lip service at this point. But yeah, that's what she said. Hopefully, I got to hear what she said. Now I want to get into this topic. 3 degrees of separation between the NBA and hip hop, and why that is. I was supposed to talk about this last week. Like I said, we had a family stuff we had to collect in the house, and I want to put this to bed. I really want to get this conversation out from what my thoughts are. Well, before the NBA is about to render a decision, they about to levy a decision against John Moran. And you know, all this was tied into that. The reason why I feel like this was so important. And the reason why you have a lot of NBA players that seemingly influenced by the hip hop culture. Which, I mean, you know the true history of basketball, then you know this conversation will be easy for you, right? Around the time hip hop started, like you know, I like to go over to the old, I go all the way back. So the time when hip hop really started, hip hop really was being point, right? The birth was 1973 in Bronx, New York, like 7th Avenue. Around this time, about 1975, that's when the ABA and NBA merger happened, right? So the ABA was what, the All Black Association. That's where your Dr. J's and them come from, right? And when the NBA merged with the ABA for obvious reasons, right? Superior talent, viewership. I don't think diversity, I'm not going to use the word diversity because I really don't think that was about it. I think it was about the NBA ensuring the NBA survived because the highlight reel was going on in the NBA. That's what had people tuned in. Right, you had basic basketball going on in the NBA, which is not a problem with basic basketball. It's not an issue. But when they want to see somebody get dunked on and all these trick shots and these moves they never seen before, these moves come from the black top, right? They tuned into the ABA, which had a strong following and was building, right? So the NBA wound up absorbing the ABA, and automatically there's a level of hip hop culture that was going to merge with that because of the ABA, because of the black athlete, right? So when you look back and you realize the amount of black athletes that was part of that merger, but not only black athletes, but think about the black athletes that never made it to the merger, right? The first name that everybody's going to be identified is Peter Kirkman. You know, basketball, New York City basketball legend. Rucker Park should really be named Pee Wee Kirkland Park, to be honest, because he's the one that put Rucker Park where it needs to be at. The NBA approached him, like Chicago Bulls, if I ain't mistaken. They approached him about signing a deal. And at that time, they wasn't really getting no real money. I mean, it was still nice money for the times. Like, don't get it twisted. But you gotta remember, around this time, it was the heroin game was booming. Cocaine was booming. Right, this is pre-crack. So heroin and cocaine was booming. These guys outside making a lot of money. So when he go to the meeting and they offering him 25,000, but he got 25,000 in his pocket. So you want me to play all these games for 25,000? Well, I can go outside and make that real quick. You know, when he drove up to the meeting in the Rolls Royce, he didn't need the NBA money. So it's like he didn't see the value, which is understood, of signing the NBA contract. Right? One of the nicest legends, like legend, pure nice. And with other guys in the same boat as him, right? He had a lot of guys in Philly and DC that was in the same boat as Peter Kirkland, who was making a lot of money outside, and the NBA at that time couldn't really afford these guys. They were still building their brand, right? So there has always been the street element within basketball, right? Because think about this. Dudes from the block used to go to the blacktop to play basketball, right? It was filled with street guys. Right? It was a mix though. It was your dudes that just wanted to play basketball, potentially go to college or go to the NBA with aspirations to do that. You got dudes just taking a break from hustling. Or they numbers are still moving, they just over here playing basketball while things still going on the way they need to go. Right? So basketball has probably always been like the sixth element of hip hop. When you really think about it, really dumb it down, how close the two have always been aligned, right? Just think about it. The street dudes, the hustlers, you ain't make it to the football field. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one out there pick up football games. Nah, bro. You know what I mean? But they was out there playing pick-up basketball. So, and, I mean, you know the association with the streets and hip-hop. Right? So, when you think of it through that lens, that's why I named it 3 degrees of separation. It's because probably should have said 1 degree and no degrees. Because they go hand in hand. They always have and they always will. You've had a lot of straight through street dudes that'll make it to the NBA. And right? But think about the number of NBA players that made hip hop albums. Right? So the first one you could think of that had any level of success, real success, was Shaq. Right? What's that, 93? Any real level of success was Shaq. Hip hop album. Then you had guys like Kobe Bryant made a hip hop album, never came around. Allen Iverson made a hip hop album, never came around. Today you got Dame Lillard, Steven Jackson, who's retired now, Zach Randolph. You know, the list is really endless on the number of NBA players that have tried their hands at it. Some of them never came out. Some of them shouldn't have came out. Like Cole definitely was nice on the court, but he needed to leave that microphone on. You know, Shaq for what it was. Shaq was a pretty productive hip hop artist though. He got gold albums under his belt. Respect the lyricist. One of the few guys that actually got a real life track with Biggie Smalls, like in studio together. Made a track together. He's one of the few people that can make the claim to that. So a big dog, nice of him to make a record with him. Right? But remember he came out with the under the Phil Snickers. Like I guess he signed them in summer, or he was doing a lot of records with them at first. That's when he really started rapping, which was wild and funny to me in my first season. But you know, that's always been closely tied and closely related. I think the problem comes in that. And you got hip hop dudes that's actually nice at basketball. Like Cam nice at basketball. Master P Davis training kid. J. Cole nice. Your boy Quavo nice. Those people I can think of off the top of my head that are actually nice. Like, you know, so like I said, it's always things that went together. But the true problem comes in that when, you know, hip hop is, you know, a lot of them be lying. I'm going to call it spade a spade. A lot of them be lying about the activities that they engaged in previously and currently. Right? It's all about selling records. The problem is that I feel like NBA stars or NBA players would come with the hip hop reputation or the hip hop fame, whatever the case may be. And for me, it doesn't make a lot of sense because hip hop gotta be one of the most it gotta be the most dangerous job right now to be a rapper. At the rate they're getting killed, one of the most dangerous jobs right now is being a rapper. So why would you want to be a rapper? Why would you want to take all that comes with it? These dudes really don't, a lot of these dudes don't even really have no money for that. Y'all got guaranteed money. Y'all got guaranteed pay. And you know John Morant is on the top of the stratosphere when it comes to that. But you got other guys that also want to live this lifestyle for some reason. Like the basketball fame is good enough, you want the street fame that comes with it like this. Which I don't understand because there's a lot that comes with that. There's a tremendous amount of things that come with that. So one thing about the NBA that you gotta understand is the organization is bigger than the play. And there were superstars before you, superstars while you play, and there were superstars after you. And the number one thing for the NBA to do is to protect their image, to protect their likeness. And in that collective bargaining agreement on a player code of conduct, your job is not to discredit or bring shame to the NBA in any way, shape, or form. So, I say all this to talk about this. Once again, the John Morant situation. So when you're in a nightclub or strip club, whatever you was at in there, and you're holding fire on, I kind of talked about this already. You're holding fire on and dangling next to the head. And the dangers that came with that for yourself and other patrons, with you mishandling the firearm to that degree with the firearm coming right? Killed yourself, killed somebody. It's not a good look for the NBA. Why? Because you got people in offices that don't understand nothing about the culture that you're trying to represent. Let's be crystal clear. They don't care nothing about it, nor do they respect it. They can make $1 off of it, they'll make $1 off of it. But they don't care nothing about what you're trying to represent, what you want to represent, or what culture that is. Right? You gotta understand that first. And guns and stuff in the hands of black men scared them. Especially when you're mishandling it. But anyway, firearm is in the hands of a black man. It is what it is. And that's probably the real problem. Just to call a spade a spade. They're being counters. One thing they do is count P&L. That's what they look at, is P&L reports. They worry about going off and then what yacht they can buy, what missions they got to take care of, keep quiet. They don't care nothing about the stuff that you're talking about they represent, or you want to represent. They don't care about NBA young boy, they don't care about Louis, they don't care about a baby, that baby, or who baby. They care nothing about none of that. So when you skate from the first incident, and you get scarred up a little bit, you get scraped up a little bit, but for the most part, you survive that. You get a 6 to 8 game suspension somewhere, and I can't remember to take you sit down from there. You go to Florida, you go to some therapy in Florida, probably just for a check in the box, which was smart, right? Start playing again. The team get eliminated out of the playoffs, probably because, well, by a team they probably really shouldn't beat. But it was a lot of distractions that happened during that season, that the season was still. Okay. You think you'll go back, regroup, focus on basketball, as you said you would. So now, this time around, second event, you're riding around in the car. Listen to NBA young boy, which is not his fault. I don't want to make a seem like it's his problem. It's his fault. But that's who was listening to. And your friend is driving. He's panning the camera. You're regular, hands-free. You're panning the camera back to the side. Then you pan the camera back and you're holding the gun up this time again, playing with him. The league immediately suspends you. Well, Memphis immediately suspends you. They beat the league to the punch. They know what's coming. As they should have. I'm one of them. I feel like they should. And now your career is in someone else's hands. Your livelihood is in someone else's hands. Where it's not a real good reason why it should be. Now, having a firearm in public or something like that, I don't think that's an issue. James Harden, and I meant to find this picture. James Harden has a picture where he's sitting on a Jeep. He's sitting in the truck on the street. He's in the driver's seat, friends from a passenger seat. But in the cup holder, there's a gun sitting in the cup holder. That picture is floated around. I'm pretty sure the league office has seen this picture. But nothing ever comes of this picture because it's not illegal to have a firearm. It could be what makes it illegal is how you're handling that firearm, how you're choosing to conduct yourself. How you choose to conduct yourself with this firearm. That's what the problem is. So you know what they immediately say is, but you know, white politicians could take pictures. White politicians, I'm sorry, I just almost watched the accident happen. But white politicians could take Christmas pictures in front of the tree with their whole family, whole lives. There's nothing illegal about that. There's nothing reckless about that. They have the rifle and they got to point it down at the ground. They're not pointing the rifles at each other. They have the rifles in their possession and they're pointing them at the ground. There's plenty of pictures with black families holding firearms. There's plenty of pictures of black families holding firearms. Taking pictures with firearms. It's not about taking a picture with the firearm. It's what you're doing with the firearm while you're taking the picture. If I got that joint above my head, dangling it, I don't have no sense of control over this weapon. That is dangerous for me and all parties involved. That's in close proximity to that weapon. If someone is driving down the street and I'm playing with a gun and that gun goes off and hits the driver, what's going to happen? What happens if it don't hit the driver directly? What if it hits something in the car and start ricocheting around the car? It's an unsafe practice. And once again, it may not, in some eyes, people be illegal, but one that's handling a firearm is very illegal. Brandishing a firearm, what makes brandishing a firearm is when you pull a weapon out to play with it or to threaten someone. That's all part of the same thing. But when you get the recklessly handling a weapon, because that's what that is, that's what this is, when you dancing with it and you doing whatever you doing with it, you doing the goddamn Tootsie Roll or butterfly or whatever you doing, the rock with the gun in your hand, that's dangerous for you and all parties involved. So what I say with the earlier line was that people got to read it in the collective bargaining. When you bring this predator upon the team in the NBA, NBA is utmost affordable. It's a $1 billion industry. They don't care. That's why they can afford to pay you $200 million for 4 or 5 years. Look how much money they made that year. When they paid you that year, when they paid you 40, 50 million. Look how much money they made that year. You're just part of the program. You're not the program. And it's like, I think we become bigger than the program. And like I said, the Warner was had the first time. The Warner was already there. The conversation was already had. And your homie tried to save you. Because when he's paying the camera to you, he tried to flip it back before anyone captured it. But guess what? You're an NBA superstar. So you know how somebody's on that live. You know it's your friend's live. Somebody's on his live hoping to see you. That's the way that goes. That's how that goes. Somebody was recording that live, especially when they see your face. They automatically push record, so they got, the groupie syndrome.
And Lori being in real estate business, she knows.
It's like it happens. You got to take the onus and responsibility to cover your own sins. Like your man tried. So now, guess what happens now? Oh, the league put pressure on who your friends can be. So now you got to unfollow or your homie, one of your day ones probably on all social medias because you want to do something all stupid. Now it's his fault because he's the path of least resistance. But he probably a G. He willing to be the fall guy. He probably willing to be that fall guy. He probably have no problem with being the fall guy. You understand what I'm saying? But that fall guy could have been used for something a lot better than that level of stupidity. But I still put a lot of blame on your father. I know people gonna look like he grown. I put a lot of blame on your father still, because your father want to be just as famous as you are, and that's a lot to do with the problem. I mean, your father want to be famous. Your father, yeah, same difference. Y'all remember Casino? Should have stayed in food and beverage. You wanted to be on camera. Should have stayed in food and beverage. But when you was in food and beverage, the casino was running like a machine. The moment you want to jump on camera and be famous, you see how quick everything fell apart. Same concept, same principle, same ideology. Play your position accordingly, and still be a father to your son, because he still need a level of, clearly, he still need a level of mentorship and guidance. He still need a level of that. It's clear he need a level of that. It's not even subjective. It is crystal clear. But I'm thinking the league gonna suspend the guy for probably 50-something games. If I had to surmise, if I had to take a guess, I think that's the minimum. I think he's probably looking at a year. Yeah, I think he's probably looking at a year, a solid year, away from, and that's no money. And I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis traded him just because of the optics now. They may have a clause in there where they can void his contract. Not to say he won't get another contract. It may not be for that again. He may got to prove himself that he's matured and took ownership and accountability for real instead of for a week or two. So now, they start forming their own scenarios. Oh, he never stopped doing that. He just didn't, we weren't recording themselves. So now they use all other kind of caveats to come after you. And then, within the report said the NBA has uncovered even more disturbing evidence during this investigation than just the gun activity. Do you know how much the NBA, they got FBI and CIA and all of them on the payroll? You know how much they pay these guys to go, any woman to go and investigate? You talking about a multi-billion-dollar organization. Now I ain't talking low billions. I'm talking 10, 15, 20, somewhere in there. Somebody can pull that up and see what they work. Like how much money they get running through there. But we're not talking about no cheap people. We're talking about people with unlimited resources. Yeah, when you come on the radar, they got nothing but time and money to put resources to finding out who you truly are. So now, something you worked at your whole life, and you've been blessed with God-given abilities, jump out the gym and all these things, quick as a cat, is in jeopardy because you wanted a couple likes. Oh, what you want somebody to be in the comments like John Moran is a realist? Is that what it is? All for a like, G. Just somebody to say, oh yeah, he the realest dude doing it. Just for that? You gotta ask yourself, is that worth it in the grand scheme of things? And this is a PSA to any current NBA players, future NBA players, that young boy that's picking up the basketball for the first time, that's going between his legs and going behind his back, and learning to flick the wrist. This is for you as well, man. Don't let these likes mess up your life, man. Your real life. Man, these folks don't know you or care about you online. Like, How many of them folks sent John Morant some paper? No, but no, when they see John Morant, they gonna ask for some paper. When they see John Morant, they gonna ask for an autograph. You got everything to offer. One thing they can offer you is a like. That's literally all they had to offer you is a like. Come on, man, you gotta make this make sense. Your whole situation been disturbed for a night, man. Like, this is crazy. What you doing? And this is where having true homies in the corner coming at. But I can't, like I said, I ain't want to blame it on the homies because I don't know what they telling me. I don't know if they telling him, yeah, do that, yeah. But like I said, his man panned the camera, then he turned it back to himself when he noticed the gun. So he wasn't trying to do that. He wasn't promoting that. He was like, damn, dude, your man cared more about it than you did. Your man had enough sense, like, yo, what you doing? You know why your man, a part of the reason why he gonna do that? Because you about to mess up my lifestyle too. If you kicked out the league, we kicked out the league. If you mess up this paper messed up for the both of us. Man, it ain't costing me nothing to fly to LA or Houston or whatever place I need to fly to because you playing that night. You did? Man, you giving them big level of access I wouldn't have had without you. Well, not right now anyway. Could have had it one day. I ain't gonna say that. But not right now today. And your man is trying to protect that for himself as well as you because you're the man. So like I said, the NBA has uncovered some more evidence and some more things that have transpired that they didn't have knowledge of previously. Like I said, that's what happens when now you get the radar and attention on you because you're doing something dumb. There's all these players in the league. They ain't got time to focus on one player. But when that player obviously wants some attention, they got unlimited resources and time. I thought that's been proven. Right, this was the reason for the dress codes. This was part of that reason. Because they was trying to clean up the image of the NBA. Because they was too upset that Allen Iverson's personality shined through the way it did, and he had other people in the NBA. Yeah, other people in the NBA imitating. Or no, saying, no, not even imitating. I'm gonna say, oh, I didn't know we can do that. That's probably what happened. Here come the cornrows and the tats and the long ball shorts, and here come the big chains to the press conferences, and the furs and the minks to the press conferences, and you know what I'm saying? Like here come on the do-rags and all that at the press conference. Damn, I ain't gonna, like I said, I gotta correct myself. I don't know if it was a case of they was trying to imitate him. I think it was a case of they didn't feel comfortable with doing it. That's what they wanted to do. It became a case of, man, I ain't know we get dressed like that. And you know what he got associated with immediately was the hip hop coach. No, we went the hip hop coach in the NBA. Look how short run that was. Because guess what's in the NBA now? Hip hop coach. I'll never forget, Allen Iverson had an ESPN special. This had to be about 97, 98, somewhere in there. He had a hip hop speed, he had an ESPN special where they were doing interviews and they were showing us highlights and they was playing Tupac's All Eyes on Me on ESPN. Stuart Scott had nothing but hip hop quotables when talking about highlights. Right? Allen Iverson, Jada Kiss had a shoe commercial Jay-Z had the shoe commercial when he came out with the S. Carter's. His boy Kardashian, you know, he rapped with it, but him and 50 Cent had a joint commercial with Reebok for their sneakers, for their signature shoes, right? Like I said, Master P actually was in the NBA training camp. He played in the summer league game. These things have always been closely tied, attached, but the NBA has been trying to fight this hip-hop culture from invading the NBA. And it's like, no, y'all invaded basketball. That's the reality. Y'all invaded. Especially when y'all wanted to buy out the ABA because y'all wanted to preserve the NBA. What y'all effectively did was buy the hip-hop culture with the ABA. But y'all also profit so much off the NBA. I mean, off hip-hop. Y'all profit a whole bunch off of hip-hop. Now look at halftime shows, or look at all-star halftimes. How many NBA players is represented performing and playing in games? Like, come on, man! I just want people to stop the nonsense. Like, don't dare try to attack hip hop because somebody in the NBA did something stupid. Like he doesn't come from the streets. He's not a street guy. Not even by anything close to imagination. But he's influenced by hip hop. I got it. A lot of people influenced by hip hop. Little Mikey in the back room at his daddy's house influenced by hip hop too. That white state senator's son is influenced by hip hop. So don't just act like it's a black thing. No, hip hop has invaded the world. It has influenced the world. Look how many regular food commercials and all that got a hip hop theme in the back, like some hip hop lyrics, somebody rapping and all that. I wanted to show the first NBA hip hop related commercial. It was a Converse commercial with Larry Bird and it was somebody else I wanted. It was somebody else I wanted, but it was Larry Bird in there, but they in there rapping about Converse, rapping, well, trying to rap. What they gotta be like? 82? Something like that. 83 maybe? So you can't cherry pick. You can't cherry pick. You can't blame the hip hop culture for somebody in the acting dumb. Hip hop ain't got nothing to do with it. That's something he did independent on his own volition. That's what he wanted to do. So he got to take what coming. Don't use hip hop as a scapegoat. Don't do that. That's wrong. That's dead wrong. Especially when, like I said, y'all don't profit so much off of hip hop. Hip hop has been integrated into damn near everything we can think of. What about that white teacher in his classroom rapping to his kids to bridge a gap? Where he's rapping election. Right? He's rapping some facts that's related to the topic, but he's rapping it to reach and close the gap with a certain demographic of kids, or to be the cool teacher. Is hip hop a problem now? No, I'm using hip hop as a crutch and as an educational tool. And somebody gonna say, "Oh, that's a very out of the box idea. That worked, right?" He gonna get credit for doing that. He's not gonna be vilified for doing that. Because you can't vilify an art that has nothing to do with the activity that people choose to do. Now, like I said, can it be an influencer? They absolutely can. Negative and positive. I give you that. I'm not going down with that. No, anything that is repeated in your head over and over that can become a programming mechanism can be a bad thing. But God knows, so can religion. So has religion. So once again, don't cherry pick. Are we gonna get rid of anything that has a programming mechanism to it? No, we're not. We want to cherry pick. And that's not how it goes. That's not close to how it goes. But, I hope the kid, I hope he come out of this on the other side. I do. He's still young. I hope his viable life is not only for him, but like I said, those players that's in the league, those players that's coming after them, and those players that don't even know they want to play in the NBA or know they're going to play in the NBA yet. Right? Everybody needs a sacrificial when it comes to it. When it comes to a lesson. Unfortunately. Somebody got to be a sacrificial lamb as always when it comes to a lesson. When a lesson being taught, and someone paying a penalty for that lesson. It's just the way of the world. But let this be the last lesson, especially when it comes to firearms. You see what happened to Trinidad and Gilbert Arenas when they decided to play what gun you want to pick in the locker room. Or you have people pull out guns on the team planes and all this other weird stuff that don't happen. Like, there's been enough warnings. There's been enough cautionary tales, so to say. But I'm sorry, y'all. Like there's an imagery that comes with being an NBA player, which you're going to be associated with. Even though the person judging you probably have more money than you. You have tattoos. Average one, you're going to have tattoos and you're black. And that scares the crap out of some people when you got a gun in your hand. It always has and it always will. Go back to when gun reform started being a real question in this country, was because when black men started picking up firearms. It is what it is. Don't let nobody have your fate in their hands. Don't let someone have your career in their hands and what they want to do with you. So now you're going to spend the rest of your career apologizing, answering why you had a fetish playing with guns. Not about your skill set, not about how many championships you don't have or do have, or how many MVPs you do have or don't have, or how many All-Star games you made it to or didn't make it to. The question is always going to come back around to what was your infatuation with firearms, and why was you handling in that manner? It is what it is. Wise up out there, make better decisions. This podcast could be found on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon. I'm missing some other places outside of YouTube, Facebook. All reels and clips can be found on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But to hear the episodes in its entirety, you can also go to Spotify, you can also go to Amazon, you can also go to iHeartRadio, Google. I don't know what that was. Under the same name, Real Rap Cain on all platforms. Politics on the corner. Y'all know what we doing over here. Sorry about last week. I had to make sure I gave y'all something to feed y'all this week. We'll be back next week with something. I'll figure out something to talk about. There's a lot that happens. My problem is trying to narrow that exactly what it is that we're going to talk about. But always, thanks for support. Thanks for the love. Thanks for always showing support. If you're here for the first time, like, share, subscribe, comment. Subscribe and follow on all platforms. If you want a t-shirt, send me an inbox, DM me, send me an email message, realrapcain@gmail.com. Give me a size, and I'll get it to you. Until next time, I'll see y'all in a minute.